Uh, in the backyard, there was a mouse dying. Now my sister has it in a pan outside because she thinks it's going to recover. A cat got it. Looks like it broke its neck. I wanted to talk about why I call these people bastards. You've heard me say it 100 times in the video, and I'm pretty sure, just like a lot of the other things I say, it sounds like I'm just being mean. Furthest thing from the truth. Bastard means fatherless child. And every church leader at this church is a fatherless child. Remember, they're emotionally stunted. I'm not going to read the paper again because I've read it 100 times, but emotionally stunted, what does it mean? It means they behave like children. And why don't they have morals or values? Why don't they have any adult behaviors? Why is everything a competition? Why is everything under the threat of death? Why is it? Well, they don't have a father. And they might go, I do have a father. He's out there in the middle of the Utah desert doing all the drugs and having sex. He's out there. But is he teaching you any life lessons? Is he teaching you any values? Is he teaching you any morals? Is he showing you what a man should be? Or is he just giving you a bunch of arbitrary rules for you to follow because these are the church? Or worse, did he go, I have so much power that my kids can go do no wrong, and then because you believe you can do no wrong, and you don't have the ability to take responsibility, and you don't have agency in your life at all. You are the property of the church. You're not a thing. You're not a son. You're a property, and you are property of the church. This is why I call these people bastards. And you can argue even the church leaders have a form of Stockholm Syndrome. Yes. They have a form of Stockholm Syndrome. It is a typical thing in a cult for the cult leader to cuck everybody else with their offspring. And remember, the cult leader believes his offspring is an extension of them. They don't view their kids as a separate part of them. Malignant narcissists think their kids are a part of them. The same way their foot or a toe is a part of them. Okay? That is how they view their children. This is a piece of me. And now it's out there. And its genes are superior because I believe my genes are superior. That is what it is when I talk about these people and I call them bastards. It is a fact. Officer Fred, when he talked to me and I asked him if he ever actually did any fatherly activities with his father, and he just stared at me and couldn't say anything. So I was like, have you ever played catch with your dad? To which he scheduled time to play a game of catch with his father, who was the president of this church. And he did that because Officer Fred was a small child, his inner child, he's a man, he's physically a man, he's mentally a child, his inner child was longing for that fatherly type connection, the Sigmund Freud psychology, if you will. You are very much a shadow to some extent of your parents because they are the things you learn to imitate. When you learn to talk, you're learning to talk as an imitation the same way a parrot imitates the English language. When you're learning to talk as a kid, you imitate the way your parents talk. Okay? You imitate their body postures. You imitate their behaviors. Specifically, not always your parent. Kids choose a person. They might choose somebody and go, I want to be like that person, and then pursue the behaviors of that individual. And if your kid is ever just really angry and frustrated, that's because they reject you and they don't agree with any of your postures or your anything you've ever done. This could be because they're emotionally dysregulated from you ignoring them when they were babies. Yes, baby psychology. You can ignore a baby, and then when it grows older, it can become angry and frustrated as a child, and you will go, I don't know why it's so angry and frustrated. It's because you ignored it. And it's emotionally dysregulated, and it doesn't know how to express that. So yes. I call these people, the church leader, bastards, because it is only mean bastards you must hang. It is only mean bastards you must hang. But it is mean bastards you must hang. And that is why I refer to these people as bastards, because they are fatherless children, and somebody needs to tell them you are a fatherless child. And what this is a funny thing, because Christians go on about the family dynamic, and yet their church leaders don't have a father. So what's the family dynamic there? And then they go, oh, they have the adopted father. Okay, we know, I'm just going to be clear on this. I have met a bunch of adopted children, and they all have that stupid shit where they're like, I wish I knew my real dad, even if he was a crack-addicted loser that fucking did blow. Like, I don't know what that feels like, because I've hated my father probably my entire life, and even when he's dead, I'll probably still hate him. So I don't really fucking get the aspect of that. But whatever. And this is the thing with all these malignant narcissist church leaders. They never connected with their parents, so learning sympathy or empathy never fucking came up as a learning skill. That's why everything is about control. It's all under the threat of death and murder you, and you're not good enough, and these are the standards, and they have to be this, and blah, 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 and it's all made up bullshit. Cooked up by a malignant narcissist long ago that was like, the only way to be great is to be just like me, a complete piece of shit, and there's no other way to be great, and if anybody ever finds another way to be great, you kill them. That's what you do. You erase them because they fuck up my objective reality, and I can't handle that because I'm a fucking loser. That is what the church leader means to say. That's not what he's going to say, but that is what he means to say. You got to understand, everything with these people is a work. Everything is learning and pretending to act and be in a certain way to get you to like them. Everything's fake. Disingenuine behavior. Yeah. I mean, you could call them Bas-turds because they are retarded and they are bastards. You could call them Bas-turds. I would be really, really happy to call them Bas-turds. I think that might be a better way of describing them. That way they get it through their head. Not only are you a bastard whose father didn't love them, you're also retarded. And I think that would be important for somebody like Blondie to understand. I think he would really need that in his life, for somebody to just continuously repeat that till he gets it through his thick head. But like, same thing with Stu or any of these guys, really. I think that would be the best way to go about things. And that is why I call these people bastards, because they are, by definition, bastards. And you might go, but they're adopted by another family that kind of loves them. The family does what they do, not because they actually love that child, not because they feel some kind of connection with that child, but because they have to, or they're promised that they will get to go up the ladder in the church. Okay? It's all about getting up the ladder in the church. Can I cook you with my kid? You sure can. Can I get up that ladder and suck your dick even harder? Yes, sir. All right, man. This is a good deal. This is what stupidity looks like. This is what narcissism looks like. It looks like an imbecile that is a fucking imbecile. Yeah. And I guess in short, that's why I keep calling these guys bastards. I don't mean it as an insult, I mean it as a literal sense that they are bastards. They're fatherless. They're fatherless, and I remember this guy, here's a Christian church quote. I remember this guy saying, they're fatherless, so they are godless. So there you go. They're fatherless, so they are godless.